On 8th July 2005, the International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for Lord's Resistance Army leader Joseph Kony and 4 senior LRA commanders, including Dominic Ongwen, to answer to charges of war crimes and crimes against humanity. 10 years into the manhunt, the war-hardened Brigadier Ongwen surrendered in the Central African Republic and is now set to be transferred to the ICC for trial. By Saturday, paperwork for his move to the Hague-based court was ready, and Ongwen now awaits the flight from the Central African Republic to the Netherlands anytime. When he finally arrives, the Central African Republic police will hand Ongwen to Dutch police that will then forward him to the ICC. We engaged Dr. Brian Kalenge, an expert on international criminal law and human rights, to explain matters concerning Ongwen's legal representation at the ICC.
The International Criminal Court has on its books already, it actually has an office of defense counsel. So if you want to practice, or if you want to represent as a defense counsel, you want to represent a suspect as defense counsel, in that court you need to register.
Some of the Ugandan lawyers on that list include Mark Dusman Kabega, Eva Luswata Kauma, and former Attorney General Peter Kabatsi. The ICC will pay Ongwen's legal team. The matter will then be referred to the ICC's pre-trial chamber 2, where 3 judges will read charges to Ongwen himself to ascertain whether he's aware and understands them. Ongwen will also be told of his rights before the court.
The rights that are very important for him at this stage is the right to representation, to legal representation, the right to bail, if he qualifies for it or if he wants it, he may want to apply. And then generally the conditions for his trial, for his custody, will come into play here.
In the pre-trial session, the ICC prosecutor and Ongwen's legal team will make arguments before the judges, who will either confirm or reject the charges. This is called a confirmation of charges hearing.
Most importantly, the prosecutor would be required to present to court evidence on a balance of probability that it is Dominic Ongwen who is responsible for those crimes.
These experts on the ICC explain that the pre-trial session often takes a while since the prosecutor has to provide evidence, which may require more investigations, thus the need to return to the field. If the charges are confirmed, then trial will commence before either 5 or 7 judges to determine Ongwen's fate. Dr. Kalenge argues that this case is complex, considering the 10 years that have elapsed since the indictment, and many things could have changed.
Is the evidence still there? The witnesses, for example, are they still alive? All these issues have to come into play.
Dr. Kalenge also explained that the victims of the atrocities Ongwen allegedly committed can apply to have him referred for trial in Uganda's International War Crimes Division of the High Court. If found guilty, Ongwen could be sentenced to 30 years in prison or given a life sentence. Solomon Serwanjja, NTV.